Hey, my beautiful, beautiful friends, on this Friday the 13th. Now, I don't buy into unlucky Friday the 13th. I think it's quite magical, and I hope that you will too. Enough of my blabbing. Let's get right on to today's message, shall we? All right, start off with angel numerology 7. Oh, this bloody camera is skew-if again today. Here we go. That's better. I was doing some sweeping and some cleaning under my desk yesterday, and I've got a tripod sitting here. Well, it's a contraption. I don't know about a tripod. Anyway, it got twisted and bent, and enough of that nonsense. Here we go. Angel numerology 7 today. Well, what is this about, really? It signifies a time for awakening your soul, awakening your spirit, sacred wisdom. I like the number 7 for good fortune, lucky number 7, suggesting that we're on the right path, and it can also represent a period of good luck. Now, I call it focusing on it. When we focus on good luck, we focus on good energy, we focus on spiritual awakening, we are focused on our spiritual journey, and we are aligned with the universe. Seeing number 7 in sequence or often is a lovely message to continue on your current path and trust your instincts. Focus on your current path. Focus on your instincts. Focus on good fortune, completion, all that kind of stuff. Trusting your instincts. Let's see what angels work with the number 7. Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron. Also works with the 7 of Cups, the Sun and the Chariot. All of those things, all of the above, my friends. Now, the moon is sitting herself into the lovely sign of Capricorn. Capricorn's the earth sign, last earth sign of the zodiac calendar, yes. And what's interesting is it's kind of a hard-working, going through things in a methodical way, one foot in front of the other, and sort of doing things in their own way. Capricorns tend to like to be, they're not necessarily loners, but if they've got a process going on and they've got an agenda happening, don't try to screw with the flow. They don't like that too much. Anyway, if you want to write something seriously romantic in front of tomorrow's Valentine's Day, communicate, or the communicating sign of Mercury has your back and will bring you the ideal words to say that you want to suggest for people. Maybe you put pen to paper and find a romantic poem that comes up for you. My isms today: all is well, I am free, and I am loved. Done. 1, 2, 3. Seriously, done. Simple, easy, all is well. In this moment, everything in my life is going along quite lovely. All is well. If we do nothing in the morning but open our eyes and say, all is well, done. Move on. I'm focused on more love, more romance, more business, more joy, and more peace. Done. Now, here, Friday the 13th from Louise Hay, I love to exercise. It is not only good for me, but also fun. Going on a walk around the block. Noticing, some of you might, if you live below a certain hemisphere, if you will, a certain line, you might begin to see trees beginning to bud, maybe started to show the signs of blooming. We could say we might have turned the corner on the sharp winter weather. If you're up in the northeast, it might take a bit longer. Sometimes the Midwest might take a bit longer. However, we focus on the hope of spring coming and the things blooming. It puts us in a little bit of a different frame of mind. But exercise today. Exercise your imagination. Exercise the joy inside of your heart. A message from Archangel Samuel today. I am he who sees God. I can guide you on any path you seek, from relationships to career options, to even finding lost items. I always think that Samuel is the eyes of God. Not just seeing God, it's the eyes of God. Looking through the eyes of God. I'm a masterful creator. I can easily find what I'm looking for. Ooh. I like the part of I am a masterful creator. That's powerful. Vajra Yogini has been with us all week long, opening the third eye center, seeing past, through, and away from the fear, transcending it. Embracing the power by transcending all of that fear. Sending it somewhere where it needs to be sent. Going somewhere where that all needs to go. And I've said before, Vajra Yogini is a tantric deity. She's shown in Buddhist and Hindu traditions, represented by the path of the divine feminine. And she's a female. The divine feminine is all about mind, body, spirit, bringing it all together, like the idea of yoga. So I think the message all week long has been that we would never know what it was like to be fearless if none of us had encountered this feeling of fear, particularly the feeling of lack, the feeling of things are in trouble. Like this morning, something popped up on my feed, my social feeds, about what foods, 10 foods that apparently are in short supply, and on and on and on this person went. And I have a sense of humour that's a little bit warped. Anyway, they were talking about take one of these items, whether it's canned tomatoes or rice or pasta, something else, and he was giving reasons why these items were going to be in short supply. Now, I'm not discounting what anybody produces news, what they say, what they do, what they produce. I'm not here to say that they're wrong. However, I can't get into the fear, the anxiety and the worry of that. And then what tickled me, where I went with my naughty sense of humour, was this person was saying that he had 100 cans of 100 cans of canned tomatoes in his pantry, and that he was stocking up on all these bags of rice and telling people how they had to get a food. Again, I sound like I'm being critical. Maybe I am, but the humor in it was, your house must be chock-a-block with all kinds of stuff. You must have a grocery store that you could go and help feed your neighbors when this stuff runs out. I mean, I get global warming and I get the processing and I get all of that, which does tend to cut down on things. However, when you place the fear of stuff running out, remember in COVID, nobody had any toilet paper. I get my humor from my parents. And my mother, talking with them back in the day, asking them if they were okay and if everything was all right and what their restrictions were. And she said, what is the big deal with the toilet paper? And it was going on in Australia, it was going on in England. She said she wasn't aware that COVID gave you diarrhea. And what was happening? Why were people doing this? What was the big... And I mean, I could really honestly think that my mum she was just curious. What did they need all this toilet paper for? I feel the same way about things that everything has been in short supply at different times in our lives. It's just an indication. Let go of the fear. Just let go of it. You know, most of us live in places where when they tell you that a storm is coming or the weather's going to be quite sharp, and lately it has been, people run off to shops and they just stock up on stuff. And they just think, and I think that's just, I don't know if it's greed or gluttony or what. You know, there'll be plenty of vegetables. There'll be plenty of stuff in the produce aisle. Try doing that. I'm not sure I'm making any sense. Hopefully I am. Anyway, fear can be an intense experience because of the human self is conditioned to be scared by the prospect of fear. And so, when fear shows up, it sends us running to goodness knows where, the hills. It sends us blabbing and carrying on like crazy people. In actual fact, it really is an invitation to arrive. Your fears appear because we're on the verge of a miracle. We have a real opportunity in the face of fear to get to know who we are when we're pushed up against it. When we finally face what's bothering us, what's getting on our nerves, what's happening, they'll no longer have any power. And when they have left you, the power's gone, there's a really good chance you're going to feel energetic. You're going to feel empowered to do more. This isn't because you've had this lack, but it's because you have been taking up too much space with the fear. You've been letting it consume you. You know, time to let go of that. Raziel says, look beneath the surface. Be willing to do the deeper work. The deeper work is saying, do I really need this? Do I really want this? Why am I being so consumed by it? We are shown our fears for us to surpass them. And Friday the 13th with an angel numerology 7, oof, that's quite a magical miracle day. Let's see if the fairies agree. Come on, fairies. Give us a card that shows us if all of this, well, ooh. Magic and miracles. Ding, 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 ding. I love this. So now look, we've got our king and our queen, not just the king on his own, but the king and the queen sitting here, or actually they've got two wands and they're sparking the joy, and way back here they've got their magical castle. So that's what you should expect on a number 7 day, Friday the 13th. Magic and miracles are your sacred place to play. There's maybe what your exercise is manifesting magical miracles by opening your heart, your mind to the possibility that that's possible, that they exist. Believe that wholeheartedly in the magic and miracles of life. Let go, let go, let go. All is well. You are free. We are free. I'm free. And we're loved. Loved beyond the pale. And so by combining the beliefs of this wonderful magical fairy couple, the fairy king and the fairy queen of magic and miracles, they've already manifested it. It's a beautiful fairy tale with that castle in the distance. A golden path winds up towards the castle, paved with good intentions. This is here to remind us that we're going to start seeing it if we believe it. See it and believe it. See it and believe it. See it, believe it, you'll achieve it. Done. See it, believe it, you'll achieve it. All is well. Nothing to fix. Get out and exercise. Now, if you're worried, which I usually have, my struggle is the lack of financial flow. Then I have to remind myself, but it still flows. What's your problem? It's still flowing. It's still coming. And you get to joyfully accept what I do. And I love doing it. I love doing this every day. This lifts up. This is where we need to do. Lift up. All right, my friends, that's it from me for today. Enjoy your Friday the 13th. Fill it with magical miracles. I know that you're loved. Until tomorrow, bye for now.